My name is Bernie Foster. I publish the Skanner newspaper, and I know that all of you here is for a purpose and for a reason. The Skanner mission is challenging people to shape a better future. That's our mission. That's what we live by, and that's what we go by. I'm delighted because Get Ready is about that mission. It's about getting ready. It's about people. It's about people that focus east. And it's about the fact that how they access the goods and services in this county. And are they getting ready for their health issues? Are they getting ready for their disaster preparedness? Are they ready to get involved with their sheriff, fire, and police? And we have some wonderful speakers here today that are preparing them to get ready.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Bernie, and thank you, Skanner, for actually partnering with us today to get ready. There is a lot of need in our community. I know that families are struggling, and I want, from my watch, to make sure that our libraries continue to be a source of empowerment. Yet there are really amazing organizations here in the community, and they're working really hard to overcome many challenges for our struggling families. But throughout the day, I encourage you to meet with some of the services that we have here along the Get Ready line and identify services that Multnomah County can be helpful with you. If you have any other questions of the librarians, of the director, Bailey, me, or even the Skanner group folks, please give us a tug.
Commissioner Fish has embarked on the E205 initiative to bring improvements that will have a big impact on East Portland parks. You might ask, why do we need an E205 initiative? Well, 75% of Portlanders can walk to a park or a natural area in 15 minutes or less. Many of these parks have features like ball fields, playgrounds, walking paths, picnic areas, and more. East of Interstate 205, it's a different story. Because East Portland was incorporated into the city of Portland fairly recently, it does not have the rich tradition of parks and recreational places. E205 will leverage city dollars with private dollars to complete projects in East Portland as an ongoing commitment to the area. I want to thank Richard Sacera and Kate Allen, who will be managing our tables from housing and have the information also from parks. And I think it's time for us to not just let's get ready, but let's stay ready.
Whether you came here, whether you're a long-time resident that's been living here for years in the Lentz community, for instance, very proud of Founders Day, whether you're a person that came across the border sometime in the past, or whether you've come across the sea to find a home here in the Pacific Northwest, in Portland, and in Multnomah County, I want you to know, and Commissioner Shiprock wants you to know, that we are here to serve you. For some of the services that Commissioner Loretta Smith mentioned, those that have to do with health and wellness, that have to do with public safety, that have to do with human services, or it's for parks and others. But I just want you to know that this is your community and we are here to serve you any way we can. So thank you for coming out today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have as we move around today. Thank you.
I'm Frank Taylor with Portland Prime, and just to give you a little bit of insight about how to start a small business. And before I do that, I just want to give you a little bit of background on me and what I do and what I've done. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I started in the hospitality industry when I was 15 years old. I've been in the hospitality industry now over 30 years. It's something that I started washing dishes, out one day looking for a job, and stopped by a hotel and and had on a three-piece suit and said, I'm applying for a job as a dishwasher. And the general manager said to me that anyone that applies for a dishwashing job in a three-piece suit, you're hired right away. After finishing college and continuing to move my way through the ranks from assistant restaurant manager to restaurant manager to food and beverage director, I started looking in other parts of the hotel, saying, you know, I want to be the general manager of the entire hotel. So to do that, I needed to get some experience just in other areas besides food and beverage. So I went on and I became an executive housekeeper in the hotel. Went from that point and I became a front desk manager. From front desk manager to assistant general manager to finally I became general manager. And ran hotels for a long time, from Holiday Inns to Marriott's, DoubleTrees. And back in 1992, after doing all of that stuff, creating restaurants for different hotel companies, I said, you know, I want to be my own entrepreneur. I want my own business. I don't want to create restaurants and work for someone else for the rest of my life. I want to do something that is going to be mine. And back in 1992, I got my first restaurant in North Carolina. And that restaurant at the time was called Seldom Blues Jazz Restaurant and Supper Club. First and foremost, when you're looking at going into business for yourself, you must go into a business that you truly like. And it has to be a passion for you. You've got to have a passion for it. Every single day you wake up in the morning, you're excited about going to work in your particular business. It's not a business that you want to start because you think, man, it's going to make me rich. I'm going to be rich. A lot of people go into businesses and they want to open businesses because they think that it's a quick way to get rich, it's a lot of money, et cetera, et cetera. And you become the most miserable person there is. You don't like yourself, your employees don't like you, and guess what? Your business typically don't grow. So you have to do something, ladies and gentlemen, that you have a passion for. It's in your belly. You just love it. You can talk about it all day long. I can talk about the restaurant business all day long because I like it. I love it. I love seeing people walk into the restaurant. No matter, never know what's going on in a person's mind. But whatever you can do to lift their spirits and put a twinkle in their eye, and whatever the case may be, whether you're shaking their hands and it's good to see and you're complimenting them, and whatever the case may be, that's what you have to do. And that's when you have a passion for that business. So you go into the business first and foremost because you have a passion for it. It's a passion for it. And then secondly, I always talk about a true commitment for the business. You've got to be committed to doing it. See, sometimes people want to go in businesses because they can say, well, I'm the boss. I don't have to work hard anymore. Well, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to work harder. You're going to work harder. You're going to work harder than anybody that's on your team, anybody that's on your staff. You're going to work, your days go from 8 hours a day to 12 hours a day, 12 hours a day to 16 hours a day. Okay? And it has to be the commitment. It may go from 6 days to 7 days, but you have to have a commitment. Some of the things that you maybe would like to do, you can't do those things anymore because you're committed to making your business successful. You're committed to making that business successful. And whenever you're in business, a lot of times, you're the first one at work and the last one to get paid. A lot of people and a lot of companies today, they go into business and they don't have a mission. Well, how can you be in business, or how can you want to start a business if you don't know what the mission of that business is? In my restaurant, Portland Prime, our mission is to be the best restaurant in Portland. We want to distinguish ourselves as unique. We're committed to excellence, hospitality, and quality. We want to exceed our guests' escalating expectations. In my business, our guests' expectations rise every single day. We get a lot of repeat customers. They're not coming just for the same thing. Every day they want to come and they want to feel better than they felt yesterday. So you have to have a mission. A lot of times companies may have a mission, but one thing that they fail to do, they fail to share that mission with the people that surround them. You have a choice, okay? And you can't compromise your standards. You know, we don't hire individuals because they've been in the business 20 years. They've been in the business 25 years. First and foremost, I hire a person based on their attitude. Because I can take a person that have a great attitude and make that person the best server, bartender there is. That person is going to carry out that mission. But sometimes you get a person that's been in the business for 20, 25 years. I've done it, seen it. They don't want to carry out that mission statement. And basically what you do very kindly to that person is you shake their hand and say, I see you down the street. Why don't you go work for the competitor? Okay? Or you can also have applications to the competitor's restaurant and you give it to that person and say, take it over there and apply. But you cannot compromise your standards when you're talking about your mission statement. What's your vision? What's your vision for your small company? I mean, how do you see this? I mean, what's your short-term vision and what's your long-term vision for it? Okay? And how do you share that vision with the people that's around you? So many times an entrepreneur have all of these things that's up in their own mind that they don't share. And they don't share with their team, but the team must know. This is our mission and this is our vision. This is what we want to accomplish. And this is how we go about accomplishing this. But everyone must be on the same page when you talk about the vision. You can't have this one person wanting to accomplish this over here and this person over here wanting to do this because they're not going to match. You've got to be aligned in what your vision is in your company and how you want that company to be successful and how do you want that company to grow. Okay? So when you're doing your business, you want to talk about mission, vision, your determination, how you become, how do you want to be, just make sure that you're better than your competitors. Okay? Talking about a business plan. You know, people say, oh, I want to do a business. I want to have my own business. Okay. How about a business plan? You've got to have a very thorough business plan. And again, your mission statement's in there, your vision in there, but then you start getting down to the nitty-gritty. Your projections in there. For example, if you're going to open a restaurant, this is my projections. This is my budget. So what you need to do is make sure that you understand the marketplace. If you're going to do a, upscale steak and chop house, you want to make sure that that market can support what you're doing. And that's the market for it. You know, if you want to do a, restaurant that's going to cater to, strictly soul food and southern food and that kind of thing, are you going to go over and put it in this market that probably won't patronize your business? So doing a market analysis and understanding who your customer base is. That when you talk about back on financials, your budgeting, what you need to make sure that it's successful, but also how are you going to start this business? Are you starting it with your capital? Are you pulling everything that you have out of the bank and you're starting it? Or do you have a business plan that you're going to take to the bank and say, Mr. Banker, I've got some experience. I've got 10 years of experience. I want to do this. I want to do that. Would you give me a small business line of credit to do this business? That's a way. Is it other organizations out there where you can get grants or you can get loans for this business? Or is it investors? You putting together yourself and other people to do this endeavor. No one has, no one is just eager to take care of that customer like they should be. I'm not saying no one, well, I shouldn't say no one, it's not enough. You go to some places and you can go to some places in, New York, you take, for example. they're going to get people in and out New York every single day. It's a destination. They're not trying to bend over and break their backs to make sure that you come back the next day, because guess what? They're going to have somebody else come in the next day and fill that seat. Portland Prime, we're trying to break our backs to make sure that you don't just come in today, but you come in tomorrow, you come in the next day, and you come in the next day. When I just had one restaurant in Michigan, involved with everything, and as I started to grow, 3, 4, go from $3 million, $7 million, $10 million, $18 million. Guess what? I'm still involved in every aspect. I still want to talk to the accountant. I still want to talk to this person, that person. You have to be involved in all aspects of your business, period. Okay? You don't want to ever say that, wow, I'm out of business because I didn't watch this person over here. I let this person make the decisions for me, the financial decisions for me. You can't do that. When you're starting a small business, it's a lot of, and that's a great question, as a matter of fact, because it is a lot of things that you can do to enhance your small business. I mean, there's programs, for example, that I have used where the government has given, kids in the summer, grants to come on as interns in your business. Well, they're working for you. They could be a host in your restaurant, a hostess in your restaurant, or they could do things in your restaurant, and they're being paid by the government, but you're giving them the experience and the training. I mean, that's a way. You have different government programs where they will pay individuals to work in your restaurant to give them that experience, to get them prepared. And a lot of small businesses don't know that. So in a lot of times you can have, and it's not necessarily free labor, because you're investing your knowledge and time training them, but they're just being paid by a government program. So it's a benefit to you both. And so you definitely, when you're doing your businesses, always look at different programs like that. Yeah. You're in business, and then you say, geez, I'm doing a great business here, and I want to expand. You're going to start, again, it's great to expand, but then you're going to start where do you want to expand to? What area of town would support this business? Because you could have a great business on this side of town, and you could put it somewhere else, and it may not go as great. So you have to, again, understand your market. In a lot of instances, as you begin to grow, your company has a reputation. That reputation will follow. Again, you've seen some places where you got a restaurant here, and then they open on the other side of town, and just because that reputation is so great there, it drives business there. And that could be the case as well. But again, you still want to make sure that you market analysis and make sure that one is not going to take from the other. Make sure that those types of things, make sure that the area can support it. But growth is a great thing. It is. It's a great thing.
There are so many folks here invested in this community, and your city council is invested in this community. We are investing. We will continue to do so, because this is an important area where lots and lots of great families live. And so I'm so happy that the Skanner is also providing the resources to put on this fair, to do some coordination. Our neighborhood involvement system is welcoming everyone, and we want people to participate however they feel comfortable in whatever choices that you have. There's lots and lots of different ways to get involved in either the Neighborhood Association, the Office of Equity and Human Rights, which is getting going, the East Portland Action Plan, All of these things are important community gathering, and it's partly about the places, it's about the MAC stations, it's about the library, it's about the beautiful forest where I've actually helped pull ivy and plant things too. It's about the people who come to the places, and here we are gathered together today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in Portland, gathered together to celebrate who we are and to join together as neighbors helping each other. So thanks again to the Skanner, and thank you all for volunteering your time here.